Special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla King of the Monsters for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Stryker here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing the M1127 reconnaissance vehicle, known simply as RV. The M1127 RV is a wheeled armored personnel carrier in the Stryker family. It is in service with the US Army. The RV provides an effective platform for RSTA squadrons and battalion scouts to perform reconnaissance and surveillance operations. The RV accommodates 7 personnel including crew. The platform is a key enabler for both sensor and HUMIT focused surveillance and intelligence operations. The REC troop is organized in a headquarters section, a mortar section, and 3 recon platoons. Each of the recon platoons is organized with 4 Stryker reconnaissance vehicles, mounting either a 12.7mm M250 cal or a MK19 40mm grenade launcher. The lead truck mounts a long-range advanced scout surveillance system alongside its main weapon. Each vehicle carries a squad consisting of a 3-man vehicle, crew, and 4-man scout squad for dismounting operations. Each REC squad is in the platoon has assigned a human intelligence collector. The mortar section consists of 4 120mm self-propelled mortars, the Stryker variant, and a fire direction center. So yeah, the vehicle here, pretty interesting, and goes perfect with kind of the platoons and all that stuff if you really like to get into that kind of, if you really like to dive into that kind of information and all that stuff and accuracy. This vehicle here is actually used with our mortar Stryker, which we did a tutorial on not too long ago, and you can see there in the background. That basically is designed to operate with those in accordance. And if you also go back further, we have the Stryker FSV, which is the fire support vehicle, which actually goes along with the mortar Strykers as a vehicle that helps direct fire. So kind of cool to really see all these Stryker variants that we've done tutorials for so far really start to come together and really intertwine with each other and serve a purpose. So overall, I'm pretty excited with the way this has gone so far. With the Stryker variants, and we just continue to put them out here for you guys. So anyways, before we go ahead and jump into the tutorial, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla King of the Monsters for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel and is always very greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out if you're interested by checking the link in the video description. With that though, let's go and dive in and take a look here at the M1127 reconnaissance vehicle Stryker variant. So, if you built our fire support Stryker, the FSV version, you're probably very familiar with this design, is because it does take a lot of design concepts from that vehicle. In terms of the mounted gun system and the surveillance little platform attached around the gun turret. Obviously, you have other little instruments, stuff like that, and all that. Just smoke grenade dispensers on the sides of the vehicle, as well as all the antennas. And this version here, we also have an additional machine gun strapped on the back there. So just a little fun. Some of the models I saw had it, and I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool to throw it in and differentiate it a little bit better. So a little bit more, weaponry, which I guess makes sense for a vehicle like this, being kind of more in the front lines and reconnaissance type positions. Makes sense to have a little bit more defensive armament to protect itself. Being in those type of situations. But overall, pretty cool vehicle. Should be a fun one to add to your Stryker battalions. And without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, moving into our first layer, we're going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 polished black stone stairs, which are going to be back to back from each other. So just like this. And we're going to go ahead and place down their polished black stone set of upside down stairs back to back to each other like that. Right against that stair like that. We're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick top slab coming off the stair here, this stair, and then iron trapdoors coming off those stone brick top slabs. Another stone brick top slab coming off those iron trapdoors, and another set of polished black stone stairs back to back, and same thing like this going forward. Now right there is going to basically make our 2 front axles. We then want to skip 2 spaces back. We're going to place down another set of 2 polished black stone upside down stairs back to back, so 1 and 2. And again, same thing right here, 1 and 2. And over here, 1 and 2. And then again, right here, 1 and 2. After that, in the space in between here, we're going to place down a stone brick top slab to both sides there, iron trapdoor in the center, stone brick top slab again to both sides, and another iron trapdoor like that in the center there. With that all complete, that right there is going to conclude layer 1. Here's a top-down view of what we should have so far for the vehicle. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go and begin with by going ahead and grabbing ourselves an anvil. And we're going to place down an anvil on top of each one of these iron trapdoors, like this for the center. And then to the sides of those anvils, we're going to go and place down a stone brick wall. So just like this on these stone brick top slabs, like so. On all sides, just like that. We then want to place down 2 polished black stone stairs back to back on top of these stairs like so. Same thing will be done over here as well. So just like that for our wheels, and again, of course, same thing back here, like that, and over here again, the same thing, and that right there will basically complete all of our wheels. At this point here, we want to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across this space here, and then another row of 3 between these stairs. We're going to go ahead and place down rows of 3 of green terracotta going between these blocks here. And we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 here, a row of 3, and then a second row of 3 like that going across. At this point, we then want to go ahead and go up to the front here again. We're going to place down another row of 3 of green terracotta across, and then a zombie head on both ends like so. We then want to place down a row of 3 of dark oak with top slabs across the front here, an item frame on both sides, and then a tripwire hook in those item frames rotate so that they're hanging downwards like so. So just like that. After that's all done there, we then want to place down a dark oak with top slab on both sides of this green terracotta block like so. And continuing on toward the back, we're going to place down a dark oak with up down stair and dark oak with up down corner stair. Same thing over here, like that for the back. We then want to place down a end rod that is going to be here in the middle, just like so. And then coming off that end rod, we're going to place down a zombie head on both sides. And then coming off those corner stairs here, we're going to place down our item frames and our tripwire hooks in our item frames like that, rotated so they're facing downwards. With that all done there, that right there is going to basically conclude what we have there for layer 2. Just double checking to make sure we're not missing anything. And everything does appear to be good to go. So with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 2. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into making the banners here for those wheels. So we're going to make those banners real quick and finish off our layer. Alright guys, so moving into the banners. The banners are super simple to make. We're just going to need a loom, 2 black banners, 2 green dye, and 4 black dye. Going into our loom, we're going to go and place down our black banner and our green dye. We're going to select the line vertically on the left side here, like so, for our first banner, and the line vertically on the right side for our second banner. Both these banners are going to be placed back into the loom along with your black dye. We're going to do a line across the bottom of black dye and a line across the top. And the same thing will be done for this banner here, line across the bottom and line across the top like that to go ahead and make these 2 banners. These banners here will be placed on the side of these polished black stone stairs, all the way along the side here, like so. And this right here is just going to basically kind of reinforce that wheel looking design, and I think just adds a nice little bit of detail to the wheels, makes them look a little bit nicer. And with that all complete though, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 2, and with that we'll be moved into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 3. For layer 3 to begin with, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across those dark oak with top slabs, and then a row of 3 that comes off of those. We're going to place down an item frame over here to on screen for me the right side here, and we're going to place down a white bed in that item frame. The remaining 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 2 green or dark oak wood signs on the side of those blocks. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and also place a dark oak wood sign on the block with the item frame. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you're not able to place down a sign and item frame in the same block space. And if that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frame and disregard the signs. To the sides here, we're going to place down a green stained glass pane, and then a mossy cobblestone wall back. Same thing over here, green stained glass pane and a mossy cobblestone wall back. We're going to go ahead and place down another row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by again a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides, and a row 3 of green terracotta across, this time again with a dark oak wood upside stair to both sides. And then we're going to then place down a green terracotta block in the center here, followed by a stone brick wall to both sides, and we then want to place down our dark oak wood top slab coming off the side of the stone brick wall like so. After you have that done, we're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta across, a dark oak wood top slab again to both sides, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block in the center, followed by again a stone brick wall to both sides with a dark oak wood top slab on both sides as well. We then want to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a dark oak wood upside stair on both sides, and then a row of 5 of green terracotta across. We're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta, like so, and then a dark oak wood upside stair to both sides. We then want to place down, actually, yeah, we're going to continue on, but place down narrow row 3 green terracotta across, in our dark oak top slab to the sides, and then another row 3 green terracotta going across, and a narrow dark oak top slab to both sides. Same thing again, like this going across, dark oak top slab on both sides, and then we're going to then place down a row of 5 green terracotta across, an item frame on both sides with a tripwire hook in the item frame rotated so it's facing downwards. Same thing over here, like so. And we then want to place down a dark oak stair coming off those 2 upside down stairs, a dark oak fence gate coming off the 2 stairs, and again, if you're on Java, we can place down an item frame there, and in that item frame we can go ahead and then place down a red apple for the brake light. Now, if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I'd probably recommend putting the item frame and disregarding the fence gate there. Fence gate's a nice bit of extra detail, but if you do not have it, then obviously it's okay to go ahead and disregard that and just do the item frame. We're going to then place down a dark oak sign on the sides here of those stairs, and then after we have that done, we're going to just place down a granite wall to the sides, and then a green stained glass pane there in the direct center. After we have that all done though, that right there is going to basically complete what we have for layer number 3, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 4. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer number 4. For layer 4 to get started with here, we want to begin with by going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood slab on these 2 sides here, and in the center there we're going to go ahead and place down an anvil. So just like that. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head, which will be coming off the anvil here toward the front. And to the sides of those slabs here, to the sides, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence gate to both sides, like so. At this point here, coming off those fence gates, we're going to place down an item frame on both sides, and we're going to then place down a snowball in those item frames. We can also place down a dark oak wood button, which will go directly on top of this green circle box here. And then on the other side, we can go ahead and then place down a wither skeleton skull. Now, if you're on Java, we can also go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull at a slight angle there for the front, for again some smoke grenade dispensers. But again, you have the item frame there, so if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you'll not be able to do this technique. And if that's the case, I would just recommend doing the item frame as a priority. At this point here, I went ahead and added some extra cargo onto this version. So in doing so, we went ahead and placed down 2 strip birchwood blocks across, and then 2 dark oak wood stairs over, and then a dark oak wood upside down corner stair. We then want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across this section here, like so. And we're going to go then place down mossy cobblestone wall on both sides, like so. We're going to then place down an item frame on the sides there of those walls, and in those item frames, we're going to go and place down a tripwire hook and have this facing upwards, like so. We then want to place down a row of 5 green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 5 going across as well. Now once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and then place down an item frame on the side of this green terracotta block here, and we're going to then place down a iron bar in that item frame like that. We then want to place down 2 rows of 3 of green terracotta going across, and then a green shulker box on the sides here of those blocks like that, followed by dark oak wood buttons on the sides of these shulker boxes like so. We then want to place down a row of 5 green terracotta going across, followed by a second row, a third row, a fourth row, a fifth row, and a sixth row like this going all the way across like that. We then want to go ahead and go to the sides here. We're going to go and take item frames. We're going to place down 1, 2 item frames like so, followed by a iron axe in the item frames, and also shovels. Now you can go ahead and use whatever you want on the side there. It's just for a bit of extra detail. So it's not really needed, but it just kind of adds a little bit of tools mounted on the side. It just gives it a little bit more character. And then we're just going to place down mossy cobblestone wall like that to both sides, followed by a green stained glass pane in the center, and then a granite wall to both sides. We then want to place down a green shulker box on top of these fence gates, like so. And we're going to then take dark oak wood signs and wrap them around these shulker boxes like that, as well as this mossy cobblestone wall. Same thing over here, just like that. And after that's all done, that right there is going to basically conclude what we have there. And that right there will wrap up what we have there for layer 4 for the build. So with that, we'll be going ahead and actually moving into one quick thing also. Now this is going to be a feature, again, if you're on Java, where we're going to build a block out from this fence gate, leave a block of space, and same thing over here, like so. We then want to place down a lever coming off the side of this block, and we're going to go then use a debug stick, which using the command /give @p minecraft :debug_stick will give you this item. Now this item here can be used to go ahead and make a selection on this lever and we'll be going ahead and changing the facing. So we're going to go and selected facing. We're going to go and rotate this until it connects to our fence gate, basically like so. Now obviously this may change, this may be a different direction, whichever version on it. For me it's going to be west for this one and east for that one. Obviously if your vehicle is oriented a different way, it's going to be a little different. But yeah, that right there is going to basically be that little detail there. Now, that, again, is going to be a Java-only feature. If you are on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you can find some kind of alternative. Maybe put a zombie head on the side there or something to kind of make this work. But unfortunately, that's just how it kind of is. And that right there is going to conclude Layer 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go and begin with by going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood slab on top of this green terracotta block. We're going to place down an item frame coming off that slab, followed by a black bed in the item frame, rotate on the side, and a dark oak wood sign on the side of that slab as well, if you're on Java. We're going to go then place down a piston here, and use our debug stick. We can go ahead and change it like so. If you're on a different version, I would recommend maybe putting a slab here, or some other block that would work for that situation. We're going to go then place down a zombie head to both sides of this piston. Now this will cause the piston to reactivate, so we're going to go ahead and hold off on touching it again with the debug stick, and we'll come back to that. We're going to go then place down a zombie head here on both sides of that slab at slight angles like that for the driver's viewports. We then want to take anvils. We're going to place down a row of 2 of anvils across like so, and a dark oak wood stair right here on this side. Now we can go and then take our debug stick and again select that piston and change that to extended to true to go ahead and create that glitched out piston there. We then want to place down a lectern, which will be right here coming off the front there of that stair. And we're going to then place down a stair coming off the lectern going forward. Again, for a bit of extra added detail, we're going to go and place down a cut sandstone slab here for a bit of cargo on the front of the vehicle. We're going to go then grab some polished blackstone blocks. We're going to place down a polished blackstone block here, and then a stair, a polished blackstone, and then 2 polished blackstone walls to the outside like so. On top of that, we're going to then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of that wall right there. And we also want to go and grab ourselves some zombie heads, and on top of this lever here to both sides, we're going to place down zombie heads on top at a slight angle like this for our side mirrors. After that, continuing on, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a row of 3 across the center here, and then a corner stair to both sides, like so. So just like that. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta, place down another row of 3 across, followed by a second row, then a third row, a fourth row, and then we're going to go 5 and 6 back just like that. After we have that done, we're going to then place down a green circle box here in the center, and then a green terracotta block to both sides. After that, just another row of 3 of green terracotta going across the back there like so. To the sides, we're going to take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mossy cobblestone walls, and over here same thing. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. After that, on the back, we're just going to go ahead and very simply place down a dark oak wood button on these 2 blocks here, and a lever there in the center, as well as a zombie head on top of these 2 green shulker boxes on both sides. Then an item frame on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall in the corner here, and in that item frame, we're going to go ahead and place down a tripwire hook and rotate so it's facing downwards. Same thing will be done over here on this side. At this point, that right there is going to conclude that, and some of our final last things we're going to be doing here is we're going to take some green stained glass panes, and we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 along the side there of the walls, and same thing over here for a bit of some cargo racks on the side of the vehicle. With that all complete though, that is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 5, and with that we're going to be moving into our final layers 6 through 11. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layers 6 through 11. For these layers to begin with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this mossy cobblestone wall here, followed by an end rod, and then a zombie head on top of the end rod, and then a end rod going forward from that zombie head. At this point here, we then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, which will be on top of this block here, followed by a polished blackstone stair on top of this wall, upside down facing forward. And actually, sorry, it's going to go 1 block forward from that wall, like so. Underneath this, we're going to place down a end rod coming off this wall, and then a zombie head like that coming off the end rod. Coming off the upside down stair, we're going to then place down a row of 2 of chains for the mounted 50 cal machine gun. And then to the side here, to the right, or sorry, the left, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off this wall like so. Over here on the other side, we're going to place down an item frame. In that item frame, we can go ahead and then place down a black bed, like so, rotate it so it's facing toward the front there. And again, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign coming off the side here of this trapdoor like that, as well as a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off that dark oak wood sign like so. After that, going back from this point, we're going to go ahead and place down an anvil on top of this wall here, and then a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the anvil like so, and open it up toward it. We then want to go ahead and also place down a redstone repeater on top of that polished black stone upside down stair to go ahead and finish that off. After this, we're going to then place down a spruce wood slab right here, kind of back and at an angle from that wall there. And then we're going to go then take our dark oak wood slabs, and we're just going to go ahead and wrap dark oak wood slabs around that spruce wood slab like so. We're going to go then grab zombie heads and place down zombie heads here in the 2 back corner spaces. And then this space right here, we're going to go ahead and set up our optics box, which is very simple to make. It's going to basically be a dark oak wood upside down stair, like so, followed by a dark oak wood top slab above the stair, so like so. And then to both sides of this, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor and close it, or open it, however you want to look at it, against the sides there. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame, and in that item frame, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a Heart of the Sea little entity or item here, and that'll go in there to go ahead and create our optics box, followed by a daylight detector on top of it like so. With that done, we're going to then grab ourselves some wither skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a skull here at a slight angle, a skull facing straight, and then another skull at a slight angle. Same thing over here, slight angle, skull straight, and another slight angle like that. After we have that done, we want to go then place down a cut sandstone slab here and 2 stripped oak wood blocks like so. We also can go ahead and place dark oak wood signs on the sides of these slabs and this upside down stair like that there for a bit of extra detailing. And over here on this side, I also placed down a sign on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall as well. Continuing on, though, we're going to go then place down an item frame on top of this green terracotta block here, followed by a green terracotta block in the item frame. We then want to place down 2 dried kelp blocks here to the left side. And we're going to go then place down 2 dark oak wood buttons across this section like so. A spruce wood trapdoor right here on the right side, and then a lever, which will be coming off this kelp block right here, facing downwards like so, and make sure you connect or correct that trapdoor if it does open. And we're also going to place down a lever over here on this side as well, flick downwards. We then want to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this wall here, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 end rods like so. Actually, my bad, 6 like that. And then back here, same thing, dark oak wood fence post and 6 end rods up like so. And then over here to this wall in the corner here, dark oak wood fence post, and again our end rods or iron bars going up like that for the radio antenna. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a polished black stone upside down stair on top of this lever there. To the sides, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull here, and toward the back side, going forward from this, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate and then a chain. And then on top of the stair, we're going to place down a redstone repeater like so. After that, we want to then go to the other side, opposite from that wither skeleton skull. We're going to place down an item frame, a black bed in the item frame, rotate on its side, and a dark oak wood sign there on the side of the item frame, or on the side of the stair like that. After that's all complete, though, that right there is going to wrap up what we have for layers basically 6 through 11. And with that, that will conclude what we have here for the tutorial for the M1127 reconnaissance vehicle. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this vehicle and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This may be from a side of the build, tweet to my channel, or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that, though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Gary204, and I'll see you guys next time.